gradually go upwards. His toenails, then his dhoti, then his waist, then his navel, his chest, his lotus face. You meditate on the form of the Lord from his feet to his head. You focus yourself fully on that. You close your eyes. The Lord's eyes are pinkish like the rising sun. So just focus your mind on that. And the real yogis, they meditate on the Lord's form in the whirl of their heart, their lotus heart. Let his jewel-like toenails manifest in your heart. And for manifesting this, I will give you the mantra for Satya Yuga, the Dvadash Akshara mantra, the 12 syllable mantra. Om Namo Bhagvate Vasudevaya. Like that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra I will give you, 12 syllable mantra. You chant. If somebody chants this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya for 7 nights, one can see the demigods flying in the sky. Who wants to try? One can see the Siddha Purushas flying in the sky. Of course, one should not sleep for 7 nights. So, very difficult. At the morning time, you will see the Siddhas. So, anyway, our goal is not to see the Siddhas, we want to see Krishna only. So that is why we chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda. So, he exactly followed his Guru's instructions. Narada said, you worship the Lord with many flowers, but especially worship him with tulsi. And if tulsi is not available, even grass will do. Fresh grown grass you offer to the Lord, and tree bark or small buds, flower buds will also do. In that way you worship the Lord. And the deity of the Lord can be made in 9 forms, by 9: mind, earth, from glass, from jewels, from paper. Deity of the Lord can be made in 9 forms, from metal, like that. So one of the ways we can make a deity is by the mind also. We can make a deity in the mind. So you worship him like that, and you meditate on the pastimes of the Lord which he has performed in different incarnations also. And fully focus your mind, body and words in him. So when Dhruva heard these instructions from his Guru, Dhruva offered his pranam, obeisances, and he circumambulated Narada 4 times. It is parikrama, pradakshina should be done always 4 times. Of tulsi, of God, of devotees, 4 times. We should do. If 1, 2 or 3 times is not complete, we should do 4 times. So, in that way, then Dhruva left and Narada went to meet his father, Uttanpad, and Uttanpad is totally given up all his religious duties, his kingly duties. He was very much crying for his son. Oh, what I have done! Because of excessive attachment to my wife Suruchi, I gave up my lotus-like son Dhruva, and he's gone to the forest. By now Dhruva must be hungry and thirsty in the forest. He must be sleeping, and by now some lion or tiger must have devoured him already. So he was crying, Uttanpad. So Narada consoled him, don't worry, now Dhruva is directly under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So nobody can even touch his hair. So don't worry, very soon he will attain his desired result, and he will come back, and he will be your dearmost son. He will deliver everyone in your family by his own bhakti, by his own devotion. So in that way Uttanpad was pacified. Meanwhile Dhruva started his tapasya in Madhuvana. When he reached Yamuna after meeting Narada, he fasted that whole night. Then he began worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. As Narada instructed him, Yamuna was flowing nearby. He was such a small child. And during the first month, Dhruva Maharaj, he ate only fruits and berries once in every 3 days. Once in every 3 days he eats some fruits and berries. Who can live without eating for 1 day? No one. Very difficult. But Dhruva, for 3 days, once in every 3 days, only eating fruits and berries. Then in the second month, he would intensified his bhakti for the Lord. He would eat only grass and leaves once in every 6 days. Fruits and berries also he gave up. Only grass and leaves once in every 6 days. Because he was so much absorbed in meditating on the Lord, so he didn't even care for external necessities. Then in the third month he said, I have to attain the Lord very soon. So he intensified his bhakti. In the third month he drank only water from the Jamuna. He is drinking water, you see, once in every 9 days. Once in every 9 days he was drinking even little water from the Jamuna. I mean, without drinking water, who can remain for even 9 hours? One cannot remain. So for once in every 9 days, in third month he was drinking only water. In that way he completely went into a trance, meditating on the Supreme Lord. So in the fourth month he decided to even increase his level of austerity. So in the fourth month, what he used to do is that he started breathing only once in every 12 days. He even controlled breathing. Once in every 12 days he used to breathe only once. And because of that, the Lord became fixed in his heart. And he was breathing, he was so perfectly composed that he was able to stand on one leg. Only on one leg he was standing. Can you stand on one leg for 5 minutes? No. For that our breath should be totally under control. He was doing Kumbhaka Pranayam, totally no breathing. That's why he was steady on one leg. Because he had focused in his heart, he had focused the Supreme Lord. He was totally in the trance. And ultimately, in the 5th month, he became so advanced that he stopped breathing only. 5th and the 6th month, he totally stopped breathing. And because of that, now what has happened is that the Lord, because the Lord has been controlled by him, he has come inside the heart of Dhruva. So when the Lord entered into his heart, Dhruva Maharaj began fully focusing on the beautiful form with the yellow pitambara in his heart. And to fully focus on the Lord, he stopped breathing. He sealed all the 9 holes of his body. So what was happening is when the Lord inside the heart and the whole creation is inside the body of the Lord. So because he closed all his 9 holes and he stopped breathing, that is why the whole creation also gets suffocating. Nobody was able to breathe. All the demigods, they were starting to die. They couldn't breathe. Everywhere, all over the universe, people were, and by his big toe, because the Lord came inside his body, he became very heavy. He became more heavy than the universe. For that, he became just like the Lord, because of associating so closely with the Lord. He got some of his divine qualities. So he became so heavy that he pushed the earth halfway down. And the earth was trembling. And everyone was feeling choked, and the whole universal breathing stopped. And when the demigods were totally choked, they were somehow crawling, and they went to the milk ocean, Kshir Sagara, and they requested Lord Vishnu, my dear Lord, please help us, we are going to die any moment now. Please save us, we don't know what is the cause. Immediately the Lord came out, gave darshan and said, yes, my great devotee Dhruva is the cause. He has controlled the cosmic breathing force by capturing me in his heart. So I shall go now and reward this boy and save the universe from the impending calamity. So being reassured by the Lord, the demigods, the Lord descended on his Garuda with the carrier the Lord descended to Madhuvana. And at that time Dhruva was very fully meditating in the heart on actually the Lord came. This form is known as Prishni Garbha. This form of the Lord Vishnu has 25 forms in Vaikuntha. Out of that, this is one of the forms, Prishni Garbha. He appeared in the form of Prishni Garbha. He is the son of Prishni and Sutapa. So he appeared before Dhruva, and the Dhruva, but Dhruva was not opening his eyes only, because he was seeing the form of the Lord inside. So he was not worried about outside, what is happening. So what the Lord did is, by mystic potency, disappeared from inside. Antar Bahir Avasthitam. The Lord is inside as well as outside. So he disappeared from inside. So then Dhruva was, where are you? Where are you? Inside. I cannot see you. I have captured you, but now where are you gone? And then Dhruva had to open his eyes only. What he could do, nothing else. He opened his eyes, and there he saw the same Lord whom he saw inside. No difference. Inside and outside. Same. The form of the Lord with 4 hands. So he became very highly excited through with transcendental emotion, seeing that the Lord is in front of him. In his transcendental ecstasy, Dhruva started drinking the beauty of the face of the Lord with his eyes become like cups. And he started kissing the lotus feet of the Lord with his lips. And he started embracing the form of the Lord with his arms. He wanted to use all his senses in touching the Lord. He was so attracted with the Lord. And in that way, the Lord understood. The Lord was situated in everyone's heart. So the Lord understood. Now Dhruva wants to offer prayers to me. But Dhruva, he does not have the Sanskrit eloquence because he is 5 years old. So the Lord took his conch, and the Lord touched the forehead of Dhruva. And when he touched the forehead, immediately Dhruva got all the knowledge how to offer prayers to the Lord. Tana bhilashi tapasi stitoham tam prapatvam deva munindra guhyam kachan vichinman api divya ratnam swami kritarto asmi varam nayache. Like that. Many prayers are there in the Bhagvatam where he started glorifying Lord. He says that I have come to you for sthana, for getting a big post like Brahma. Tapasi stitoham. But now I have got you. You are the diamond. What I have come for is only glass. I came for pieces of glass, but I have got you, the diamond, because you cannot be got even by Deva Munindra Guhyam. Even the Devatas and the Munis, you are not accessible to them. Now I have got you. I don't want the glass. I want you only. I want the diamond. Kritarto asmi. My dear Lord, I am fully satisfied seeing you. Varam nayache. I don't want to ask anything now. But there are many prayers. We won't have time. But Lord Krishna said, you see, Vishnu said, if you come to me for something, if I don't give you, then nobody will come to me again in the future. People want to come to worship me. So I will give you what you wanted in the first place, so that people of this world come to know that I also can give it. So he said, my dear Dhruva, I will give you this thing which is very difficult. I have given no one. In this whole universe, there is only one spiritual planet which is the king of all planets. All other planets are revolving around that planet, the Dhruva Loka. They are all going around that planet. That is the planet where I am situated. The Sweta Dvipa is there. The island surrounded by the milk ocean, where I am situated as Kshirodakshai Vishnu, which is my abode. So it is my abode. So nobody has been the king there, because who can be a king? Who can rule my abode? I am the king. But today I will make you the king of my abode. I will grant you my abode. See how much bhakti is great. The Bhakta can become higher than Bhagavan. Any other yoga, is this possible? Hatha yoga, Jnana yoga, Dhyan yoga, not possible. But Bhakti yoga is so high. The Bhakta can become higher than Bhagavan. He began ruling the planet of Bhagavan, Dhruva Loka. So, I will give you that planet. And also, but before going to that planet, you will have to rule this world for 36,000 years. You will enjoy all prosperity. You will be the king of the earth. You will enjoy even during this your life. And then I give you the benediction, you will never get old, your senses will never diminish, so you can enjoy as much as you want for 36,000 years. After some time, your stepmother Suruchi, because she has offended you, your brother Uttama, he will go out to hunt and he will be eaten by a yaksha. And when he will be eaten, your stepmother Suruchi will go out searching for Uttama and she will be devoured by a forest fire. She will die, and then ultimately you will rule this earth for 36,000 years. The Lord told everything. But unfortunately, after the Lord spoke like this, Dhruva Maharaj became very sad. Very, very sad. Why? He got everything which one can dream of. Why did he become sad?
Because his brother is going to be killed.
Brother is going to be killed. That was later. That we will see later. But yeah, he became sad because now he has to wait for 36,000 years to go to Vaikuntha. He said, my dear Lord, I am very happy if you take me now. I want to go to your eternal abode now. Because I came with this material desire. That is why now I am stuck here for 36,000 years. And that also after 36,000 years I will be stuck in this universe for another 150 trillion. Of course, that is Vaikuntha. He will, once after 36,000 years, he will enter into that Vaikuntha planet. Then that planet will float into Vaikuntha at the time of Mahapralaya. So he will never leave Vaikuntha once he enters into Vaikuntha. Yeah. But still, he said, I did a very big mistake. There are 4 kinds of people who approach Krishna: Arth, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. Arth means those who have pain and suffering, they come to the Lord. Please remove my suffering. And second is Artha, those who want money. Please give me money. You are Lakshmipati. And then the third people are Jigyasu, inquisitive. They want to ask more questions. Who am I? Who is God? What happens after death? They come to God. And the fourth people are Jnani. They have already performed some spiritual activities in their previous life. They will continue from where they left. They are Jnani. So these 4 levels are before Bhakta. Before becoming a Bhakta, we have to pass through these 4 levels: Artharthi, Jnani, Jigyasu. So in that way, after passing to that, then we can become Bhakta. So these are symptoms of Kanishta Bhakta. So Dhruva said, I become Kanishta Bhakta, low class devotee. I came to you for material thing. So, but the Lord disappeared, and Dhruva, with very morose, he returned back. Of course, after he returned back, his father was waiting for him in a beautiful procession. Suniti in the palanquin, she brought Suruchi and Uttama both. She was a very nice mother. She was not having any bad feelings of hatred. And they came out, and the king, any messenger came and reported to Uttanpad, your son is coming back, your son is coming back. So Uttanpad gave a jewel garland to that messenger. Okay, take it. And then when Uttanpad saw Dhruva, he embraced him and smelled his head. Father smelled the head of the child. Torrents of tears from his eyes, and his long cherished desire. He was feeling himself fortunate to touch such a great devotee of the Lord who has seen the Lord face to face. He was feeling very fortunate. Even Suruchi, Dhruva fell down to offer obeisances to Suruchi Suniti. Suruchi also started crying, and he said, my dear boy, Ayushman Bhava, may you live long. And she gave benediction to Dhruva. And then Suniti came, and Suniti's breast started flowing with milk. And she forgot all her sufferings when she embraced Dhruva, such a great devotee. She was very proud of Dhruva, that now Dhruva's devotion will save the whole dynasty. In that way, even one person becomes a devotee in our family, then 21 generations are delivered, 10 generations before and 10 generations after, and one generation in the present. All are delivered. Even if one person becomes a devotee, to what to speak if the whole family becomes a devotee? And I mean, it's a very special thing. So, Uttanpad put Dhruva and Uttama on a very beautiful elephant, and both the brothers, they were riding on the elephant, and all the streets were decorated with all nice things, emerald staircases led to ponds and chakravaka birds, and Dhruva enjoyed so much luxury. And then when Uttanpad became old, he wanted to retire to the forest to achieve the Lord. Every single person in the Vedic culture, after they became 50, 60, they would retire with their family to worship the Lord. Nowadays, when people become 50 and 60, they open another bank account. They open another factory. They go to some other club. In America and different countries, we see people don't know what they should do when they become old. Even in India nowadays, and the children, they throw their parents into hospital homes, and in what kind of homes, and the parents foolishly keep on staying there, reading the newspapers and seeing the television and wasting even their last part of their life. How many times you have read the newspapers? Is the newspaper helping you in any way? Have you ever heard of a newspaper saptaham? We never do a saptaham of the newspaper news, because all stale news. It is a waste of time. All very sad. Bodily platform. This killing and that killing and this thing and that thing. So even in old age, if we waste our life in newspapers, what is going to be our destination? We will be born as an insect in the paper factory, where the newspaper is being produced. So you understand English? Okay. So we have to, in the last part of our life, we have to prepare so that we give it to the Lord, for the Lord. So Dhruva Maharaj became the king, and he married two wives, Brahmi, the daughter of Prajapati Shishumara, and from her she got two sons, Kalpa and Vatsara, and married another girl known as Ila, the daughter of Vayudev, and from her he begot a son known as Utkala and a daughter known as, very beautiful daughter. So in that way, one day Dhruva's brother did not marry Uttama. He went to the forest to hunt. He was hunting a man-eater Yaksha, killed Uttama, and then his mother, as predicted, she went out to search for her son. Her mother also died soon after trying to search for a son. And when Dhruva came to know about this sad news, he became very, very angry. He came out on his chariot, he mounted his chariot and directly attacked Alkapuri, the city of the Yakshas, or the Rakshasas. He wanted to destroy all of them. And then he came out and he reached Yakshapuri and blew his conch shell. He blew his conch shell. His conch shell was so powerful that all the Yakshas and the Yakshas' wives, they became very fearful. They came to know that we will lose our husbands now. And in that way, he was very expert charioteer and bowman, Dhruva Maharaj. So, thousands of Yakshas surrounded him and they became very angry. They got very afraid by his conch shell. They could not tolerate that noise, sound. So they jumped on him. 130,000 Yakshas at one time. They jumped angrily on Dhruva Maharaj. And each of them was releasing 6 arrows at one time. So you can imagine how many arrows were coming at Dhruva at one time. 130,000 into 6. And Dhruva, and there were swords and tridents and lances and shower of weapons, and just like a mountain, torrents of weapons. were coming on Dhruva. And Dhruva Maharaj started killing the yakshas in many numbers, thousands and thousands of numbers. But when these arrows started coming, they totally covered Dhruva's chariot, and it was looking like full with arrows, fully covered. And then there was a sound from the sky. All the devatas said, "Oh, Dhruva, the son of Swayambhu Manu is dead now. He's lost, he's gone, he's gone." Everybody was saying like that. And at that time, suddenly all the arrows were thrown apart, and Dhruva's chariot emerged like the sun from inside. The sun bursting from the dense clouds, like that. And then he started releasing his incessant arrows, and he started killing the yakshas like left and right, and he pierced their legs and hands and smashed their shields and all kinds of things. And then they all were dead. They retreated back, and Dhruva was relaxing. He said, "We cannot trust the Rakshasas. Anything can happen." In that moment, suddenly there was a tremendous sound in the sky, and a great ocean of clouds started approaching him. There was thunder and encroaching darkness, and the lightnings and torrents of rains fell, which was filled with blood, pus, mucus, urine, marrow, headless trunks, and all these things were falling from the sky and on Dhruva. And hailstones and lances and clubs and stones were getting attacked. One mountain came, and the mountain was releasing all the sharp arrows at Dhruva, and he was trying to devour Dhruva, and mad elephants started running after him, and lions and tigers, and such a, like Mahapralaya time, so much thing was created. At that time, Dhruva, knowing what to do, he closed his eyes and he started chanting, "Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Nityananda Gaur." When you are in very deep trouble at the time of death, what will you remember? Remember the name of the Lord. Constantly started meditating. So all the devotees of the Lord came there, told him, "My dear Dhruva, don't forget, you have remembered the name, so you are protected. Use your famous weapon known as Narayanastra. You remember you have that weapon." So immediately Dhruva removed that Narayanastra, and in the moment he put Narayanastra on his bow, immediately all this illusion was dispelled, and the sky became clear. Everything vanished. And then he released the Narayanastra. The Narayanastra had golden feathers, each arrow. So when he released the Narayanastra, each astra multiplied into 7 arrows. Multiplied in thousands and thousands of arrows. The Narayanastra. And from that all the yakshas were killed. Their hands and legs were severed. And innumerable yakshas were lying dead on the battlefield. And then with the Narayan astra and other arrows, Dhruva cut all their limbs to pieces. And what happened is, because they died in the hands of a great devotee, where did they get born next life? They took birth in Satya Loka, the topmost Brahma Loka in this universe, where only Akhanda Brahmacharis, they can get born in Satya Loka. When you perform Brahmacharya Vrata for 100 years, you take birth in Brahma Loka. So they died while fighting. So they got birth in Brahma Loka immediately. But when Swayambhu Manu saw that all the yakshas are getting killed, he came to Dhruva and said, "Dhruva, stop it. You are a devotee. Why are you committing so much violence? This is sinful. Stop it. Why are you so angry? The Uttama and Suruchi have died. We die, we live because of our own karma. The yaksha was only an instrument. Ultimately, the Lord's desire is there. Actually, the Lord is the cause for what happens to us, but the Lord is not the cause also for what happens to us. Because in one way, the Lord is permitting what is happening to us, but ultimately, because of our karma, we are getting that. So, we are the cause. So, why we should blame others? So, my dear